consider like packing your bag and taking your bag and going on a trip. You have a lot of experience. You have a lot of skills. You have this stuff. And I want us to package that. It's time to package it up into a real business and work with soulmate clients. So think about actually getting a suitcase out. If I had a suitcase, I would show you. If you actually getting a suitcase out, and I want us to be thinking about your benefit statements. So we're going to actually take benefit statements and put them in our suitcase. Okay, just stay with me here. So you have a list of things that you're good at. So whatever that is, and that could be you can help people with spreadsheets. You're good at Excel. I'm not. You're good at WordPress and all these things. You're good at really admin stuff or helping people to schedule out their trips, or you're good at creating graphics. Whatever it is, I want us to list that out, right? So just literally take a sheet of paper, write down your skill sets and the things that you provide, your services. Now, that's not enough. We've got to level that up to the benefit. And this is how we're going to get more and more people that we love to work with. So you have your list of your services that you offer, which reflect your unique skills and experience and the things that you're good at. Like, let's face it, you're good at stuff, right? Like, you are. So you list that out, but then we have to level it up to your benefits. That's where the magic happens. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, your benefit statements are something that's going to answer the question, so what? What does it matter to me? You have to answer those questions inside your benefit statements. And so sometimes when I'm working with clients, one of the exercises that we do within our Google Doc is to write down 5 benefit statements that answer the question, what does it matter to me what your service does, why should I care, and why are you relevant to me? You have to answer those questions. And once you do, let's just say it's just 5 bulleted statements out. Once you answer those questions, we're going to put them in your suitcase. We're going to put them in your bag because that's valuable, right? So we've got your list of services as well, and then we've got your benefit statements, and we're going to pack that up into your suitcase. And once we have that in your suitcase, it's time to go on a trip, on a journey to finding your ideal clients, okay? So now that we have that, that's step 1. Step 2 is basically coming to the point where it's like, how do we find them? Let's just say you are a mom and you've been working in the corporate world for 5 years, but you have a baby and it's like, it's time to stay home and it's time to work from home, right? That might be your scenario. Or you might be like me, like when I had kids, I was like, I think I stopped working in an agency like when I got married. I skipped that whole part. I was like, screw that, I didn't want to work in an agency. For me, working at an ad agency just wasn't my thing. Like, even though I have my master's in internet marketing and I got really good results for them, I was so unhappy. Like, I literally remember staying in bed not wanting to go to work, and it was just me and my husband at the time, so he was working, and so it was like I was a little bit sad and dare to say a little bit depressed because I didn't necessarily feel like I fit in at the agency. So I really sought other ways to generate income, and I really focused on that. So I want us to do a connections assessment. Connections assessment. Why? Because I want you to leverage what you already have going on. Okay, if you are that person that came from corporate or came from a 9-to-5 and you transitioned when you had kids and now you're a mom and you want to work from home, I want you to think about that job. Okay, who are the suppliers there? Who are the consultants there? Who are the partners from that job you left that you can now write them in a list and leverage those connections? And I'll show you how to do that. If you haven't come from the 9-to-5 and you've been at home for a while, that's okay too. I'm sure you've helped friends or family members with something. I'm sure you've helped maybe your husband's colleagues, whatever it is. I want you to think about your connections assessment. So that's kind of another exercise. Who can you leverage? What connections, relationships, whether they're previous colleagues that you worked with in the corporate world, or whether they're friends and families that you help pro bono, Somebody, you might have helped them with the resume. Whatever it is, we're going to do a connections assessment, right? And that's kind of how we're going to identify our warm market. This is so important because why? Even though they might not be the people that would want to invest, they'll probably know somebody. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to be direct. And this honestly is the most effective way to start getting in front of more of your ideal clients. You then are going to position yourself and reach out to them and connect with them. What you're going to do is give them, so back to your suitcase, you're going to give them the list of services that you offer, number one. And do you guys remember number two? What was number two? The benefits. So the stuff that you do, whether it's admin, social, website development, graphic design, scheduling, events, coordination, whatever that is, you have that, but then you have the why. Why do you need me? Why am I relevant? A lot of times, guys, when you're a VA or a creative or service professional, a lot of times it's because you will save them time. It's not necessarily because they can't do it themselves, and they probably could, but they don't. If you're working with like a consultant, or if you're working with people who are corporate, then they just don't have the time or energy or want to be dealing with the angst of actually doing it. So you just need to have a little bit more time than they do, and they need you, right? And if you can convey and verbalize that you're there to take some of the burden off their plate, they're going to love you. If you can convey and verbalize that you're here to save them time, they're going to love you. Now, let's take it one step further. What if you were able to save them time? And here's 3 magic words in marketing. So you can. So you can. So if you do your research on connecting with people, then you might understand that this particular person in the industry really has a goal and a heart to serve, maybe to go on a charity trip, or maybe to do something. If you can kind of tie those together, so you have your benefit statements, but then if you can tie together their goal, then that is like a winning combination. And what you're going to do is actually email them and reach out to them and share these 3 components in an email. So you list out your warm contacts, the people who are from the previous job that you had, or the family members that you helped, or the people who engage in your social media content. Those are still your warm contacts. So you're going to identify the people who are around you, your warm market. And then I want you to send out an email sharing a list of what you do and a list of your benefit statements. And then if you can tie that to, that's a bonus now, if you can tie that to something that they really want to do or achieve, how that really helps them. So you're coming in here like, Superwoman, I'm coming to save the day. I'm going to help you achieve XYZ because I know that's what you want to do. And you're going to save you this amount of time, and you can trust me. And so this is how you're going to position yourself. Now, why is it important to do it this way as opposed to a million other ways to get clients right out there? Because when you are a VA, for instance, and someone is like your ideal client, let's just say, are social media consultants or marketing consultants like myself. So I'm a marketing consultant, and I had like a customer service issue. Actually, kind of had a little bit of that today, like where I needed my VA to swoop in, handle it. I have to go and prepare for this call, right? So I'm not going to necessarily go to Google and type in, I need someone to handle customer service for me. Can you help me? Like, most people are not going to go to Google. So therefore, it's up to you as a VA to actually position yourself in front of them with targeting them. So now you're taking your suitcase and you're going and you're targeting the people that you necessarily want to work with. So it is important for you to know that and then identify that. Who do you really want to work with? What types of industries are they in? You know, do you want to work with digital marketing specialists? Do you want to work with financial consultants? Like think about maybe some of the past clients that you've had, or if you're new, think about the types of people that would align with who you are and actually begin targeting them. This is so effective when it's kind of coming to them, because then you position yourself, you're front of mind for them. They're like, yes, I'm always strapped for time, but that person, she emailed me, and she might have shown up in my social feed because she was on my link. I saw her on my LinkedIn. Oh, and there was a video, like you're front of mind now, and like they're gonna jump on it because they're wasting time like trying to figure out processes that you can quickly figure out in like a couple of minutes where it takes them an hour. So the strategy here is to actually target who you really want to work with, and then position yourself, take your suitcase and put it in front of them, your suitcase of your list of services and your benefit statements, and then how you can actually help them reach their goal. And then I'm going to do one more. One more is, can you connect it to a case study? Can you connect it to a testimony? All right. So I'm going to give you guys the clip notes to all of this, so don't worry about it. Just type notes in the comments if you want this. I saw a couple of people did, and I'll link it as well. So this is how you pack your suitcase and position yourself in front of your ideal target audience, which are those people you really want to work with. Now, guess what? When you begin to target the people you really want to work with, you're more fulfilled in your business, you're more satisfied, then that helps the productivity of your output of your services, and then they're more satisfied, and then it snowballs, and they give you a testimony, and then you take that testimony, you rinse and repeat. You go send out the other emails to those particular people. Once you know who you're really looking for, you're able to really say that, you know, I'm in your industry, so you can speak the language. I'm in your industry, so they trust you. Like, I like working with these types of people because they know that it increases the level of trust because they see that you work with other people like them and that you've been successful with other people like them. So targeting is a really important approach. Finding, researching, and qualifying, and then contacting your ideal client. This is by far the most important kind of first step, especially when you're starting out on how to get clients. Yes, it's time to pack your suitcase, put it in front of people who are targeted, so that they know that you have some experience working with people like them, and then they see your testimony or your case study, and then they're like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. And then if you mention, I'm telling you, this is like the cherry on top. If you mention that you can help them reach a particular specific goal that they have, you guys just do a little research. You guys are good at that, right? We're all good at it. Like, just Google them, check out their blog, check out what they said on LinkedIn that day, and just drop that in your email. And they're like, oh yes, I need that. Like, people are they're in the need, and no one's doing this. So this puts you at a very high advantage for connecting and working with them. Targeting is super, super effective when it comes to working and positioning yourself for your ideal clients. So you've taken your suitcase and now you put it in front of them with this awesome email, and you recycle that to the same types of people, right? So you might just tweak a little bit, so that becomes your template. And you might just tweak a little bit of that message for the next, maybe if it's a financial advisor, or maybe it's a digital marketing specialist, or whatever it is, you then take out that goal and you put in the other person's goal or whatever. So I want you to be thinking about that specific tactic. I can give you a ton. I don't want to do that. I don't want to overwhelm us, because so many times when we're trying to grow our businesses, there's just so much information out there. And you guys, if you are listening and watching everybody's videos, and you know, just focus on one thing. I remember talking to a person that who I consider a mentor. She's like, Sherry, like, all the strategies work. You just kind of have to do one thing at a time, get the result from that thing. And if you're getting results, just keep doing more of it. It's super simple. Continue to do more of what's working. So I want to give you that framework for today. There are other frameworks that once you kind of get that done, then you think about referral partnerships. I'll probably add that into as a bonus, like how to set up email to ask for referrals from people who've experienced you, as well as people who don't even know you. Did you know people who don't even know you can still refer clients to you? That's another thing. So let's just start out with packing your suitcase, taking it on a journey, and positioning your suitcase in front of a specific targeted group of people that you've identified that you think you could really help. Use your benefit statements, like we said, that answer the question, why do I need you? Why are you relevant? Why should I care? Then see if you can implement a specific goal that they wanted to achieve, and then say how you can help them achieve that specific goal, and then tie it to a case study or a testimony. That's a formula. That is your how to position yourself for more client work formula for you guys. I hope that served you well. Let me know if you have any questions before I jump off. I really appreciate you guys being here. I know it's hard, especially when you're starting out, to like find the people that you're working with. And yes, you could do content marketing, and you could do email marketing and things like that. And I do suggest that you do these things, and it just takes, there's just a process. So cash flow is huge for a business. You need to get cash flow to fuel other marketing initiatives. And in order to do that, I think the most effective way to do this, guys, is identify your warm market, pack your suitcase for your message, send your suitcase out and position it in front of your ideal clients, share those 4 elements that we just talked about, and get some people in the door. Now remember, not everyone is going to need what you have. However, it's important for you to say, if you know of anyone else, please send my information. So we've got to spread this out, right? We've spread this out. So if you know people who might need my services and how I can benefit them, then feel free to share my information. I'm launching my business, and it's a really exciting time for me. I really appreciate it in advance. And then you could perhaps follow up with them. But that's important too, to make sure you tell them, because a lot of times the person who will come to you is a referral from your warm market. A lot of times that happens. So don't forget that element as well.